Heifetz gives us four archetypes, four different general challenges in terms of adaptive issues. The first of this is the gap between espoused values and behaviors. And this is common in many environments when individuals and organizations have a gap between what they say they value and how they behave. And in the current environment, in many parts of Ontario now, healthcare leaders, particularly leaders in acute care, are saying how important it is to pay attention to population health. But when they make decision about the allocation of resources, it's very hard to convince people that they should move resources from acute care into population health focused. So we have this ongoing gap between the espoused values that are going to be needed to move to the future of integrated care and the current behavior that we have that sometimes works against our ability to move that in that direction. And a second and related element here are the competing commitments, because those leaders often sit on leadership councils for making the decisions about the activities and investments in integrated care. And those leaders have a challenge when they sit at that table, whether or not they're going to reflect their role as a leader in a particular provider organization or reflect their role as a leader on a leadership council that has the responsibility to focus on integrated care. Two more additional elements here. One of them is this idea about speaking the unspeakable. I don't know if anybody in this webinar today has had this experience, but I've often seen it at meetings where people are afraid to talk about certain topics because they think they're going to get into an argument, or they'll be seen as somebody who's not a team player. But the role of an adaptive leader is to really surface these kinds of issues moving forward. And the benefit to the group comes from the full range of perspectives and understanding of the various aspects of this problem and the views that people have about that. And then lastly, this idea about work avoidance. This is more around staff than it is around leadership. But when staff see things that signal major changes in the work that they're doing, they discover all sorts of excuses about why they can't do those changes moving forward. So those are just four general archetypes of adaptive challenges moving forward. And Jennifer Lawrence from Neutral Wings to Attaching OHT has an example of this in her own experience moving forward. So Jen, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks very much, Ross. I'm Jenn Lawrence, and I'm the lead with Nujmalling Sukhothai Ontario Health Team, and we cover the district and city of Thunder Bay. So what we've been experiencing as a cohort for OHT, a younger OHT, is really the challenges of shifting external priorities and the impact that this is having on our OHT. Changing provincial priorities has created a lot more uncertainty for the OHT around what is the purpose or the role of the OHT, and how, as one of the newer OHTs, can we maintain a clear vision and clear direction is becoming a lot more challenging in this uncertain environment. It also creates a lot of demands on both the OHT staff and on leadership within the communities that we serve within the OHT. I think looking at those adaptive challenge archetypes, thinking about the first two and the gap between espoused values and how leaders behave, and then competing commitments. And we're seeing a lot of both of those archetypes, which is understandable. I think that we see some of that when the waters are calm, and this doesn't seem to be the storm. It's almost starting to feel like this is just the climate. So really needing to take adaptive approaches to address the problem.